But is this exponential growth really fast? Let's think of another industry. Let's think of the automotive industry. And if you simply compare the figures for a car in 1960 up to year 2020, how did they change? So let's see, what are key performance indicators for a car in 1960? So the velocity of the car is approximately 100 kilometers per hour. The fuel consumption will be 10 liters per 100 kilometer, which is equal to 1 liter per kilometer per tank. 0.1 liter per kilometer. And the costs for the car are 10,000 euro or 10,000 D-Mark. So it doesn't really matter if it's a little bit more or a little bit less. Now assume that we do have a doubling every doubling every 18 months. In average during the years 1960 to 2020. So what would the key performance indicators be for a car in 2020 if we had this kind of doubling? So doubling every 18 months, that means a factor 1,000 every 15 years. And as we do have 4 times 15 years within the 60 years from 1960 to 2020, we have 4 times the factor 1,000. So 60 years, that means 4 times factor 1,000, that means we have a factor 1,000, one more. And now let's have a look on the velocity. So a car, if the automotive industry would have done the same kind of performance steps like the computer industry, we would have a car in 2020 which has the following speed. So we have the 2020 car. Velocity would be 100, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3, 1 to 3 kilometer per hour. And of course, that's ridiculous. That's faster than light speed. But this is the level of performance increase IT did have. The fuel consumption would actually be the same. Today's computer use the same amount of electricity more or less than computers in the 1960s. Yeah, so we would need 0.00000000001 liter per kilometer. And the costs are basically fixed. It will still cost 10,000 euros, this car. So a computer in the 1980s did cost the same amount as a computer costs today. Maybe twice as much, maybe half as much. Depends on which size of the computer it should have, but basically a PC costs the same. So actually the prices have gone down compared to the figures we have had in the 60s or 70s. So in total you can see we have really a very drastic increase, exponential increase. It's something people really can't handle. We can't foresee what this kind of effects will have. So yes, it is really, really, really big increase.